Hello everyone, this is the OG reporting to you live on the 2025 State of the Foundation. For those who have made the critical error of clicking this video without watching anything else I've made, I'm a pixel artist animator who used to work in cybersecurity, the software engineering and cloud operations side, not the I'm in your walls side, or the oh yeah, the DDoS attempt was Russian this time side. Don't quote me on that though. I signed an NDA. Let's talk about lighthearted things instead by reviewing how this year went on the OG Foundation's art accounts. The agenda. Breaking it down into 6 overall sections, we'll kick things off by showing appreciation to others first, providing information on the future of the OG Foundation second, and an award ceremony for those who got involved this year third. Getting involved is a very nebulous term, and I'm going to keep it that way. People sure do love meetings with obscure outcomes. Fourth, we'll have weather reports covering every social media platform. Fifth up, a word from our sponsor, and we'll close things off with a second award ceremony for putting the commune in community. We have to talk about the team though. Before we get into this, and before you start asking about that oddly specific DDoS incident involving Russia, let's take a look at the team behind the foundation. Yep, it's just me. And Miles. Big thanks to Miles for voice acting in one of the skits. Speaking of thanks, let's have the OG talk on our first agenda item. Over to you. Yes, thanks, OG. Today, well, first, thank God it's the end of the year. And thank God that you and I are here for it, separately, asynchronously. I don't know who you are, but if there's one thing I've learned pivoting away from protecting the assets of the wealthy towards creating stories and artwork, it's that you will go insane without support from up top and support from those around you. I would say more, but there's nothing left in the script. Anyways, back to you, OG. Thank you, the OG, for that unnecessary remark about the speaker notes I gracefully wrote for you. The writing's on the walls, and keeping the house up to date means getting that writing off of the walls. Let's talk about it. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many weeks off are in store? Turns out this holiday is going to be a long one. Skits resuming mid-January. God willing, the OG Foundation survives the winter. A very non-committal third bullet point mentioning some drawings during the Christmas season. Let's hear a word about that. Yeah, some of the characters, I'm thinking maybe Christmas hats. That could be a thing. We could do that. Something to commemorate or celebrate the 3,000 people who have joined us on Instagram. That would be kind of cool. Maybe make some custom pin badges. That could work. I'm thinking that could work. It'd be nice. But yeah, I'll think of something to draw. And that was our CEO reporting to you approximately 20 inches from his bed. Moving on to the award ceremony number 1. In some internet communities, room reviews, funny video submissions, and troll music reactions help motivate community members to get involved and reveal unwanted information about the type of people who follow said content creators. By following the OG Foundation, certain information about you is made known to me, which has led to this award ceremony. Best Username Award. Cleverness, creativity, comedy, charisma. Yes, believe it or not, I can see your usernames. Wow. So obviously this means I can react to them, as they are considered public information on most platforms. Let's take a look at the cream of the crop here in the Foundation's community. Our our Instagram top 5 best usernames, nominated by absolutely no one in the community. Any username you see here and throughout the award ceremony have been unilaterally declared best in class, and if I had a Discord server, they would undoubtedly receive a special role. Fame is the name of the game, not fortune. There is no prize pool. On Instagram, we've got Snake Oil Caravans, Frognosis, Non-Feathered Biped, I Want a Landmine for Christmas, and the one and only Delusion Mandrill. Let's check the votes so far. Tied for third place, Delusion Mandrill and I Want a Landmine for Christmas with 2 check marks apiece. Turns out wanting a landmine is not uncommon, and being delusional isn't as funny as it used to be. Fighting for second are multiple Snake Oil Caravans, duking it out with a single non-feathered biped. Behold, a man, as some say. I couldn't be him. And leading the charge at number 1 is Frognosis. Incredible work and craftsmanship. The snakes apparently couldn't see it coming. We're waiting on one more judge before the count can be completed. And from the back row, Snake Oil Caravans pulling through, somehow wising up and choosing to gang up on the singular non-feathered biped, adding a multicolored checkmark to the clever category and using that headwind to impress 5 more judges who weren't even on the panel, giving them 5 more points in charisma and speeding past the frog at a record 9-4. 5-point lead. Frognosis still reeling from the shakeup, and the landmine seems to have come early this holiday season. Amazon Prime may not have been the play for I Want a Landmine for Christmas, and we have firefighters on standby to contain the blaze. Congratulations once again to Snake Oil Caravans. Make sure to drop a Snake Oil minibus in the comments to congratulate them. Just because Snake Oil Caravans swept the bracket doesn't mean there weren't other usernames worthy of acclaim. Let's give a round of applause to our 13 honored ones who were just a hair off from Major League nominations. Special thanks to a good dirtbag and frog wizard Liam for providing the dirt and providing the frogs for the Frognosis. For your information, there were more awards lined up, but making a super long video was a hard sell to our stakeholders. So we'll just hold on to those awards until demand matches supply. That's the end of the awards ceremony number 1. Moving on to the weather. Kicking things off with cold showers and freezing rain, we have Facebook. A well-known area popular for pioneering the idea of complaining about your ex in an obscure manner while your overseas uncle sends you a poke. Looks like harsh winds and hail will be keeping traffic at a standstill. Let's take a look at our community demographics. There doesn't seem to be anything here. Moving on, tourism is down across the board, as well as immigration. No surprises there with an aging population and birth rates in free fall. Glaciers aren't known for rapid movements. That said, recent trends do suggest warmer weather is on the way. Up from 7 to 12 followers, we have Twitch Weather Report. Twitch, popular for creating the 3rd-tier subscriber character trope. We weren't provided graphs for the area, but totals and best ofs are the name of the game. I lied. The names of the games were Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3, and Rocket League, with a total hours streamed of, you guessed it, 69 hours. You just can't make this up. But in all seriousness, it's important to appreciate starting small and being small. Virality is aptly named. Spreading like a virus can make you feel sick, even if others don't appear as seriously affected by it. I had a lot of fun doing the streaming, And if I ever get the privilege and the funds to go back, I plan to continue the Dark Souls 3 randomizer playthrough that I stopped midway. Tangent ended. Going back to the weather, our CEO wants us to play his favorite clip.
Got one of your mans.
Victory is mine.
You're a fiend.
Oh! One last play.
I will take my good time with you. Go ahead and set up that bow.
Cybersecurity professional right there, ladies and gentlemen. Back to the numbers and the charts. This may shock you, but I actually like numbers and charts. If I had $1 for every view I got on Instagram alone, I'd have $550,799.84 more than I've actually made from these social media platforms. A huge spike sent us into the stratosphere late this year, with highs of 80,000 degrees and warm winds up by 2,200%. Tourism is up 1,300% with the warm autumn weather. Immigration rising similarly. People actually taking the time to look at my stuff beyond Meta's reach strangely seems to have only occurred early in the year. However, I dare say we simply have bad data, depending on who you ask. Clicks, clicks, clicks. They'll do anything to get a few. And the few I'm getting actually occurred late this summer. Oji, we can talk all day about what the numbers mean, but people want to know who is watching. Let's take a look. First up, Instagram. A hearty thank you to the 3,000 plus human beings doing their part. I'm gonna be honest, but the gender gap is kind of freaking me out. The gap was a lot smaller in 2024, but it seems funny Pokemon pixel art mixed with social commentary would probably be the cause. In other news, Brazilians outnumber our UK representatives, and Texas by itself overtakes Mexico. No bad blood there for sure. Special thanks to our 65 and up members. Let us know down in the comments if you've ever been to an actual bingo night. Is this boring? Am I boring you guys? I'm sorry. You want me to talk about the rush? Next up, YouTube. Honestly, I don't like that YouTube captures traffic data from accounts that are under 18. Kind of feel like that's a security concern on a level that goes beyond cybersecurity, like giving candy to babies. Top geographies, Brazil not in sight, UK with the 6.7%. US and Canada continue to lead the charge. Germany with the 3.9% and Australia close behind. Important to point out that the demographics here are from viewership, not followership. Something worth noting is that consistency does not guarantee people will want to stick around. For the first 4 months of the year, I released gaming shorts consistently, scheduling them every Tuesday and Thursday. Subscriptions were stagnant throughout that quarter, but grew more rapidly in the last quarter when I switched to pixel art animations. Why is that important? Because it means that people connected more when I was trying to do something I liked but was hard, compared to when I was trying to do something I liked but was relatively easier to do. The moral of the story is that artists should be playing Dark Souls 2. But that's not the only moral of the story around these parts. Let's talk about TikTok. There's a saying that goes, comparison is the thief of joy. And one could absolutely argue that this is the case. However, if we instead choose to compare platforms against each other, rather than make comparisons between ourselves and others, the downward mental spiral can be avoided. Looking at this graph, 3 things should be wildly apparent to you. Thing 1, we have negative 37 comments this year. Negative! Better watch out, the Thieves of Joy have found a new occupation, stealing comments right under our noses. Thing 2. Remember what I said about virality making you sick? Turns out the search queries that bring in the most traffic on TikTok are all related to a viral quote-unquote hit I had nearly 2 years ago. I'm not going to talk about it. Thing 3. 0%
of the people following the TikTok account watched my videos this whole year.
from the following tab, I assume, but still. Bonus thing. Absolutely throttled traffic this fall. Initially, I'd started the pixel art skits thinking they would do well on this platform specifically. Perhaps people who already saw it elsewhere were getting them again on TikTok.
Or
Maybe TikTok noticed my stuff does well on a certain meta-shaped platform and is
coincidentally asking for money.
gender gap percentage down from YouTube and Instagram combined. Younger following, spooky location called Others at the top of the board. First time beating out the US and Canada. Brazil ousting the UK, not even close this time, and Malaysia finally mentioned. Net followers up 49 this year, but if we've learned one thing about TikTok, it's that communities don't bond well on the platform. Who knew that short-form content prioritization could possibly lead to the dismantling of generally long-form social constructs, like spending time together? Jingle jingle, we've made it to the end of the sea of graphs. Take a gander at the best performing artworks or animations I made on each platform, while I give some hot takes that aren't really hot on the other platforms I didn't get any graphs for. On X, you could probably rage bait your way to popularity consistently, but what sort of character does that build? You could also fan art your way there, if you find a community that is in need of fan art. Emphasis on filling a need. On Threads, I get this eerie feeling that a lot of people want to just have a community that supports them, and then get confused when the community members in their community also want to just be surrounded by people who support them. It's very contractual, and I genuinely wonder whether regular people see that side of the platform and just scroll right on by. Blue Sky's shtick is to be algorithm free, which sounds nice in theory until you get flashbanged because someone posted questionable content and you check the hashtag it was under just in time to see it. Inevitably, feeds that had algorithms implemented are where people are at, so it's just Twitter, but more image focused. Reddit is Reddit. Enthusiasts will do well here if you invest your time into the people within your chosen subreddit. You join communities, not create one yourself, unless, again, you're famous. Shout out Chibi Doki. Buenos nachos. With weather reports that long, I wonder how many newscasters are constantly drinking a honey-infused beverage to keep their vocal cords going. I don't have the answer to that, but I do have a word from our sponsor. Let's take a look. What do you mean you need a word from me? Who signed off on this? What is this about a sponsor? You're making me sick. I mean, we did get that part-time job with the ice cream company that we worked for over the summer. What do you mean you're not doing an animation this week? But those expenses have those Gen AI. I hate that word. A PowerPoint? The people want skits. They want skits. Who signed off on this? Again, who signed off on this? Don't worry, he's always like that. Can't count your chickens without cracking a few eggs, right? Always good to have someone on the team thinking about the future with such care and precision. Let's put that clarity of mind to use and take a look at our final Community Award winners. Most Intimidating Award. A threatening aura that does not require legal counsel. Inconceivably, I have access to comments you post publicly on my account. Let's jump right in and see who's trying to lower my attack by one stage this year. For Most Intimidating, we look no further than the last time I gave an announcement video saying I would post skits weekly. Who could it be? Bill with 3 L's takes it. Be Tactful was simply too on the nose. And although Tell on a Text was certainly a contender, Bill's usage of the exclamation point really bakes the cake this year. Thank you, Bill. But rewarding good faith aggression must be balanced with an actual celebration of something helpful. Most Active Award on the docket. Let's take a look at our most consistent contenders. Sounds almost like chicken tender. Most Active Award for the year 2025. Talking about one specific comic that I made before I started the animation skits over the summer. Basic comic where a customer walks in asking for red at the blue store. Oddly enough, a common occurrence amongst fellow customer-facing workers. Very, very weird. What's going on, guys? Most Active Award for the year 2025 looks like it's a tie for first place. White Canaria and It's Leaner regularly in the chat. For awards like these, I think it's nice to have multiple winners. There shouldn't be anything particularly competitive about liking someone's work. And I appreciate you folks for being present and thoughtful week over week. May your art journeys be blessed as we approach the new year. Alright, that's enough kindness for today. Most likely to talk at the back of the class award when the teacher's talking. Nerds at the front of the class looking back at you with disdain. Now that I'm teacher age, I get to hear all sorts of stories about you youngsters who've decided reading, writing, and basic arithmetic are optional. Until they're not, and you wonder why life got so hard so fast. Is that too mean? Am I being too mean? Like, what do you mean high school seniors are reading at a kindergarten level? That's unbelievable. Most likely to talk at the back of the class award. Who will it be? Who is to blame here? Does initiating the whispering make you responsible? Or does responding to the interaction seal your fate? Looks like we have another duo award. If I point a finger at only one of you, 3 fingers point back at me. So let's make that 2 fingers. Bonus points for using XD in the year 2025, Harish. Also, it's actually really interesting because this type of interaction on someone's post was not something that I would see back in the day, back when things were about forums and messaging online, mostly text. But, you know, back then people got involved in the ongoing conversation that they were posting on. Not tagging a friend like, come look at this. Check this out. Or maybe I'm just blocking out memories of the randos having unrelated conversations under someone's post. Whatever. Congratulations, Suga-sen and Harish. We're watching you. Most Insightful Award, someone who takes insight from 39 to 40. If you don't get that, then you haven't played Bloodborne. Jokes aside, one of you was particularly insightful in the comments this year. If detail-oriented isn't on your resume, add it now. In response to my Incineroar video, Nuriko455, first to clock the Prince John crown from the 1973 hit Disney movie Robin Hood. Great pull. and a request for an Ekans with a cape. This is a big deal, because this means that the folks at Game Freak, drink water, that the folks at Game Freak have had more than 50 years to come up with a Psychic-type snake Pokemon, and they haven't. What's going on? Congratulations, Nuriko. Good hunting. We're bringing the jokes back inside. We've got the most likely to win a Pokemon tourney against the rest of us award. Let's see who's earned the title of Battle Frontier Brain. Most likely to win a Pokemon tourney versus the rest of us award. At first glance, the casual gamer looks at this acronym salad and skims right on by. But for the suspicious among us, a quick dive into cyberspace confirms Skarmory is currently the best Spikes user in the OU tier, which apparently stands for overused, making Julian making Julian our honorary Battle Frontier Brain. Congratulations, Julian. And that's the end of our second ceremony and the State of the Foundation agenda as a whole for 2025. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. Am I going to talk about the firewall incident? No. But I'll leave you with this conclusion. If you take the time to appreciate other people, you will find that you appreciate your own life a little bit more than you did before. I have no clue if people will like this mini award ceremony thing, but that's the thing about life. You learn by doing. This has been OG News at 9, signing off.